NWA, the show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, we're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance. And as always, joined by the lovely Wil Martin and
good evening.
The voice of the NWA, Joe Galli's here. The other voice of the NWA, Kyle Davis, is here. And now Danny Dealz is here. So
he's back.
Danny Dealz, the other voice of the NWA.
The clothes of the NWA.
How many voices of the NWA can we have, guys? We could have 1,000 of them.
And just to get this out of the way right off the bat, Danny Dealz, because he is the man, he is doing this right now. NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop. Holiday deals, 25% off everything through Black Friday. You want to get on top of that. I know Dealz was yelling at. Did a special just impromptu live stream watch along of NWA USA and NWA Power from this past week.
Oh.
Yeah, you kept saying fall deals. You kept saying the wrong code.
Fall deal. And that was not correct. Otherwise, very.
You can't give them the wrong code, Gary. Then they go there and they think we're lying.
What's going on with Kyle?
Careful. Kyle's freaking out. This is the most somber I've ever heard Danny Dealz. So
look at this. I got my future legend Kerry Morton shirt on right now.
There you go. You were just in the light so we could see it.
There's an expletive on there. It's covered right now, but it says something about having sex with your future. Whoa. Guys, I don't like my camera setup. I'm trying to figure out a better place. You can't see what's on.
Seems like something.
Yeah,
there it is.
The broadcast.
We were sitting there for 15 minutes before we went on, and that didn't cross your mind.
Live. So crazy. No, I realized that at certain angles you can see what's on these screens, and if I'm going to be working during this, I can't be having you see what's on my screens.
He says working. He actually means looking at pornography.
I mean that's part of my workday too, Joe.
I'm working.
Oh my God! All right. Well, thanks for everybody joining us on
what I'm doing.
Twitch or Twitter or Facebook. If you haven't already, make sure to go to youtube.com/NWA Extra and subscribe there for all kinds of special impromptu things and just whatever. It's a good time over there. And thanks for everybody who's joining us right now. Wild Arms, Paladin, Willie Bowen's back, referee James Lawrence, and Axel, Devin, who says, of course, Danny Dealz is a Steelers fan. Look at that. Seems
I'm a Ravens
feels
fan
dirty
when I follow football, so looks like we are rivals.
Well, I think you guys are rivals in life anyway.
Baltimore's a terrible place if you've ever been there.
I mean, Pittsburgh's a terrible place if you've ever been there.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, Pittsburgh is just like.
I actually like Pittsburgh.
Really?
Pittsburgh's a great place.
You like a place that's pretty much a shell of what it once was?
No, Pittsburgh's a great place. Baltimore's terrible. It's always been.
Well, I like you, Kyle.
Listen, I'm not saying that
North
either
Kentucky's
of these places
terrible.
are fantastic. I mean, I grew up in Connecticut. Let's face it, that's as far away from all these places.
That's a suburb of New York. You don't even
New Orleans also is another place that you either love or hate.
You know what's funny? I said how much I hated New Orleans, I believe, on the show. And everybody's like, oh, come on. And now many people, even if it was privately, went over and said, you're right.
And then 50% of the roster, Joe and myself included, left there ill. Billy Corgan, not even there on a tour, but just knowing that his people were in New Orleans, he got sick just from us being there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, is there any cities we want to put over today, guys? Or is it just...
I like Knoxville.
Nashville's a great town.
Knoxville, Nashville, DC. I like DC.
I mean, Tampa could be a great place for us to visit in the near
Pittsburgh.
future. Or Dallas, yeah. Who knows?
Spokane. You guys ever been to Spokane? Beautiful.
Knoxville, Tennessee, I had a great time in. Actually, that a delicious meal there. It's crazy. Knoxville, Tennessee, coming up January 31st.
I've been to that part of
live hour.
Washington.
We're going to be there again.
Sal Lenaro and I actually nearly died in Washington State. We'll tell that story another time.
Ooh, I can't wait to
like
hear
that
about
story.
that. My
Doesn't mean I hate
trainer
Washington
is from
State.
Washington,
Can
from
be
Aberdeen.
treacherous at times.
So look at that. Guys, how's everybody feeling about Hard Time 3? I mean, the internet seems to really be invested in what happens with the National Wrestling Alliance live on pay-per-view from what I've been seeing, folks.
There are a lot of people with a lot of opinions, as it turns out.
Yeah.
So
I think Homicide
On the
got cheated. I think that tape should be reviewed.
All I know is I have my future legend Kerry Morton shirt on right here. Obviously, the new junior heavyweight champion. He's going to be on the program tonight. Very proud of him. I mean, let's face it, the guy, he's got all the talent, all the skills, all the personality, and future legend. I mean, let's face it, the future might be now.
Yeah, we are going to have the future legend Kerry Morton on. You say future legend, the guy's already made history. He's the champion.
Hey, this is a great time for you to throw it to that graphic that I sent you, where the Deal Man is going to have Mr. Kerry Morton, even though I don't really like him that much.
It would be a great time for me to throw to that graphic, but I forgot to put it on here, so I will work on that.
It's your show, Gary. Hey, it's your show, Gary. Yeah.
Okay. He's going to be at Wrestlecade. Spoiler. Later on, you can show the graphic.
I will show the graphic here in a few as soon as I find it and upload it. But we'll worry about that later because we're live.
Like the biggest wrestling convention here.
Oh man,
yeah, Wrestlecade. I can tell you from here. You know what he can tell you, and he's going to tell you all about it. Kerry Morton can tell you everything. Kerry Morton, the new NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. A lot of people excited about that. I think pretty universally from what I've seen online. Nobody is hating on Kerry Morton.
Homicide's not happy about it, I bet you.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Danny, because I want to show you a clip from this past week's NWA USA, and when we come back, we'll have Kerry Morton. But yes, the former junior heavyweight champion, Homicide.
He almost took out his nephew up there.
Yeah, having a hard time on USA, but we'll throw to that when we come back. The NWA junior heavyweight champion, Kerry Morton, will join us.
As Homicide's music hit, it got
really, he's biting him now. He's biting him. Oh my God, Homicide! Wow. Oh my God! You just spit it all over us. That's lovely. Oh my God, Homicide!
What is Homicide
doing? Like I said, I would not want to be Jace Valor for all the money in the world tonight.
Homicide, stop!
God, Homicide!
Yourself, my God!
Fight from underneath, and Homicide's biting him again. Oh my God!
It's a hatred for anybody who's in front of him right now.
100%.
Oh my gosh! Joint manipulation. He's biting the thumb, the left thumb of Jace Valor now.
Oh no!
Oh my God, guys! Once again, concrete floor.
What is Homicide doing?
I think the last thing I know this crowd is.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Homicide. Just unleashing.
There it is. He pushed it too far.
That's what you have to do.
Well, man, I know this crowd.
The referee has disqualified Homicide.
Uh-oh. No, it's worse than a pissed off Homicide. Severely pissed off.
Stop.
Oh, no, not the guardrail.
Jace Valor needs to get out of the building.
Homicide, what are you doing, man? It's over.
Wait a minute. Respecting the crowd now. What is he saying? He's just going crazy.
Hey, come on, man.
Guys, I don't know what he is capable of right now.
I don't know, but like, oh, no, Homicide, no, what are you doing?
Oh, my gosh. Uh-oh.
Oh, no, Homicide, no. Put it down, man. It's not worth it.
Homicide,
it's not worth it, Homicide. It's not worth it.
It's okay. Guys.
You don't want to get fined, Homicide.
Guys. This is a completely different side of Homicide here, guys.
Oh, come on, Homicide. You can't just take jackets from people. Come on now. I mean, it is cold out here.
Guys, what is he? This is scaring me right now. This is really scaring me right now.
Oh, come on. What is going on?
All right, so there's Homicide, who
he screamed at a guy and said that person has herpes. That popped me. I didn't realize that before. The line, it's you can't just take people's jackets, and also me doing the aversion thing that I did when Jay Briscoe almost tried to murder me in a hotel room is just avert your eyes, put your hands up, and look away, and just hope they don't see you and don't kill you. Homicide very upset, and the man joining us at this time responsible for partially why that man is upset, Kerry Morton, the new junior heavyweight champion. Congratulations. I don't know if you noticed this too. I'm wearing the shirt. Look at that shirt. Where can we purchase this shirt?
Hey, thanks, Kyle, for supporting. You can purchase that t-shirt at futurelegend.com, futurelegendapparel.com, a proud sponsor, and glad to represent the brand. So that's great, and thank you for rocking the badass shirt there.
Fucking sweet. What can I say? Oops, I swore.
Kerry, we're glad to have you joining us. I guess we want to talk about, well, first off, congratulations. You are the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. I think you've already defended it since then, right? Like you.
Yes, I have defended it since then in Hurricane, West Virginia, at a promotion called Battleground. I think Battleground Wrestling. So BGW, and unbelievable company, great environment. Hurricane, West Virginia, the atmosphere was electric, and it was known that the NWA audience was a big group there in West Virginia. To matter of fact, there was a huge participation, and everyone was very, very pleased to host me. So it was an honor to be there.
Were the Wrong Turn redneck cannibal killers there?
No, not this time. Not this time,
Okay.
Kenny Dealz. I think this one was just a really great environment. So really like those guys that way.
All right.
Well, Kerry, as the champion, so obviously the congrats are there. You're smiling, you're happy. I will say, this is I think your second go around with Homicide, and I think last time he got the better of you just because he was willing to go a little bit dirtier than you were. This time around, you were ready for it, and no judgment. Maybe even kind of went to his level just a little bit to do what you needed to do to win, and you got the title. And you're smiling. He is not. He is very angry. I just wondered, do you think you've created a monster now? Does that at all concern you that he's going to come back after you with that title?
I do think that necessarily. I think something Homicide wasn't prepared to expect the unexpected. At Hard Times 3, those who watched, I beat Homicide with something that I can't believe I stooped my level down to, and that was beating him with the cutter. And that's the kind of case I was at, the scenario. It was a desperation move. I knew, kiss it goodbye. I wasn't going to just do the case. So when the opportunity came, I shot him off the ropes as he came off. Here's the cutter and wrap the leg 1, 2, 3, and I know he was kicking out on that last end. So kind of an unbelievable moment, to say the least, and just to see the crowd, the electricity in that building of Chalmette, Louisiana, just erupt as I hear over the microphone that the new champion has been crowned. I was starstruck. Quite frankly, I'm going to tell you a little story. This is just being real. About a minute into it, Homicide slaps me once. And I rung my bell, but then he slapped me again. And I didn't know where the hell I was at. I'm going to be straight up. I forgot I was in NWA ring. I forgot I was in Chalmette, Louisiana. I started seeing some bells, and I saw a few stars. And I looked over, and I saw Joe Galli at the announce table. And I said, all right, I am in a wrestling ring. And I just got slapped really hard. And I started checking all my bearings. I started grabbing my nose real quickly to keep in shot. I even grabbed my teeth. If you notice, I was like, grabbing my teeth. Was like, what? Is this real right now? And so the heat of the moment. So when the moment happened, I didn't necessarily know what just happened until about 20 seconds afterwards.
Oh wow! I do remember
in the heat of the moment. You're not silly, and you're telling me you went into cruise control and won the junior heavyweight championship without even knowing what was going on. That just shows that you are a wrestler true to heart.
You should now have a poster of Joe on your ceiling, if that's the case. He's the one who does. He shows you out of.
I was going to say I have similar stories when I'm doing this podcast, and I just kind of zone out and I look around and I see Joe, and I'm like, oh, podcast.
Now you know.
We're in a podcast right now. Now you know. So to say the least, what an experience, and I wouldn't want to do that.
I'll get you a signed 8x10 from it, Kerry. Don't worry about it. I'll bring it to Wrestlecade.
Thank you, Danny Dealz. I'll be expecting that on the table that morning.
I do remember you coming in the back, and at some point, like when we were standing there for social media, you did stop by and you were like, are my teeth chipped? Like, are my like, and you were like showing me your teeth, and I'm like, I think they're okay. You're like, I just want to make sure.
I did do that. I remember that moment too, because that's when my bearings kind of came back and reality set back in. I was like, oh, that shit hurt. Like, oh, excuse me, pardon me. I think I'll kind of keep a filter, but I was just
that's okay.
No, I dropped an F-bomb before. You're golden, brother.
Okay, fantastic. I was like, okay. So I went to Gary and the social media team, and I was like, hey, are my teeth chipped? Like, do I need to go to the dentist first thing tomorrow morning?
Gary, you could have rolled him up right there and won the title. You missed your shot.
Right? You know what? under the stipulations of 24/7, I think he could have easily been the next champion at that moment.
I don't
Gary's
know.
not exactly in the right weight class, I'm sorry to say.
Well, there's that, and also, I mean, this is still the guy walking around with the title who just beat Homicide, who has defended this thing like a million times against a million opponents, and finally, Kerry Morton was able to topple him. So I'm not going to challenge a man who was able to just pull that off. Sorry, I'm just
let's not do Kerry a disservice. He's already defended the championship once, and now Kerry, I've never been a champion. I'm not cool enough for that. I'm not talented enough to be that guy. You are, but I have to ask. I've heard this many times. Winning a title is one thing, but keeping that title is the largest hurdle you have to overcome. What's it like now knowing that you have something to lose and something to defend?
Yeah, that's a good point you have there too. It is. Someone else told me that too, and especially when the bus came down and everyone's messaging me, kind of the same thing. Manny Fernandez sent me a text message, and he said, "Hey, being the champion is one. Winning the championship is one thing, but holding that championship is another." And it was kind of stuck with me and rang a bell that, hey, I'm the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion now, and with that comes a lot of responsibility and coverage. So at that point, I had to just kind of nail in and say, hey, you know what? I want to put some pride in this division. Homicide did a lot of justice for the NWA Junior Heavyweight division, and now it's my turn to carry this case and do something with it. So hopefully, at the end of the day, when everything's said and done, and my time is over as a junior heavyweight champion, I did some justice to this division because I want this division to grow and continue to get better as time goes on.
This has really become like the workhorse title for the NWA. I mean, and I would say, like, I think I always argued, like, Camille and the women's title, they were constantly being defended, and you're keeping that tradition alive. That's a really cool thing. I want to ask too about your dad. Obviously you've got to be used to it by now. We got to talk about your dad at some point when we talk to Kerry Morton, but how does that conversation go when you get back through the curtain and you are the new junior heavyweight champion?
I think he was just as shocked as I was, quite frankly, Gary, and when I won the belt and he jumped in the ring with all that excitement and grabbed me, and I'm still kind of dazed a little, looking over, and then everything's kind of coming to a burst. I'm like, wow.
And you saw Joe.
I saw Joe. Joe for sure. That was the reality check.
Ricky's lucky he didn't get a cutter out of the blue from you.
So, all right. So so far everything has been so cool. He's went out of his way. He was just talking on Busted Open Radio today about me and the reign and what he hopes to expect out of me and this reign. So I get some big shoes to fill when it comes to this division, and being the youngest, I think, champion, quote unquote, to be a junior heavyweight champion right now. So with that, I got some justice to do and some shoes to fill.
I have to ask. And we bring up your father, and you do have that legacy and everything. But does there ever get to the point where you kind of want to break out and be your own man? You say, I have to live up to this, I have to live up to that. Do you ever get the sense that you just have to live up to yourself, and that maybe one day it'll be time to leave that all behind?
Yeah, here recently a lot too, especially with kind of the idea of the mullet. For a while, I had a mullet. And I was kind of carrying the legacy, but I had to grow into my own self. I had to grow into my own kind of will necessarily of what I wanted Kerry Morton to be, to come across as. So with that, the mullet went off, and it was kind of a new look. If you notice, it was kind of more. I brought some new design pattern to it. I gave lineage with if you notice the wrestling tights I had on with the bandana font, a nod to Ricky and Robert, but. It's my turn, and that's something that I've been really, really encouraging about is go make a name for yourself, and it's up to you what Kerry does next.
Speaking of those guys, and I know it's kind of weird to consider that conversation we're just having, but what Danny Dealz was referring to at the top of the show,
graphic.
Yeah, there it is. Wrestlecade Super Show, Decade of Mayhem. It's coming up this weekend, Saturday, November 26th. Yeah, and Kerry Morton, you're teaming up with the Rock and Roll Express and George South to take on John Schuyler, Beer City Bruiser, and the Dawson Brothers. These are some guys. I think everybody in here has had some connection to the NWA in some way, shape, or form. Maybe John Schuyler not, but these other guys have all been
He's brothered out enough too.
Dawson Brothers were actually in the first match on NWA Power ever.
No joke.
Yep.
You just ruined that trivia question.
I didn't know we were doing bar trivia here.
Are we going to do a trivia night? We should do a trivia night. That'd be fun.
We should.
I'm not
for sure. The hardest question.
You know what I'm also not smart enough about? I'm not smart enough to know what people's wants are. And we got 2 questions here that are tangentially tied to that, Kerry. Pretty much here's the question. Do you have a dream opponent now as the junior heavyweight champion that you'd like to defend against? We saw, obviously, Colby got to go against Davey Richards, who was his dream opponent. Is there somebody, if the opportunity presents us, no doors, everything's open, who would you go for?
Cal Davis.
Yeah, one that particularly comes to mind is a student that my dad trained, also kind of like a brother to me, and that's
Chase Owens.
IWGP former tag team champion and the crown jewel himself, Chase Owens. I think that's something I would love to wrestle Chase. I grew up around him.
He kind of helped train you too, Kerry.
That's exactly right. Helped me train me too, and I watched him in companies. Remember, it was a company before the lighting era. That was NWA Smoky Mountain in Kingsport, Tennessee, and I watched him defend the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championships on several occasions. And with that, as I've gotten older and now I'm the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, I think that would be a matchup that would be hard to follow that night necessarily. Not toot my own horn here, but I think when you get someone like Chase Owens and myself in the ring of certain calibers that we have the intentions to steal the show and everything else. So that's something I would hope to have happen in the foreseeable future if it happens. But I know he's in Japan right now, but who knows what the schedule looks for NWA.
He texted me and asked me about that title before, actually.
Really?
I think when the tournament was happening.
No joke. What did he say, Danny Dealz?
He just said, I'd like to come back. I don't know who I'd have to talk to. I gave him an email, but
never say never then, right? Never say never.
No. Now, especially now that you have it. Nobody had it at the time.
Oh man. So what? I'm the second champion right now in the lighting one era.
Lightning one era? Yes, correct.
That's
easy for
wonderful.
you to say.
That's
geez, look at the only other person to hold it in this era, Homicide. So right there off the top, you are in a nice little group there of people that are respected and at the same time dangerous.
Rarefied air.
The legacy you build from here is the rarefied air, correct?
That's a great honor to hear that too. Necessarily, it's a challenge as well, to say the least, because Homicide, notoriously known for what he created in the professional wrestling industry, coming from Brooklyn and traveling all over the world and being the premier athlete that he was. And now here's a 21-year-old out of Bristol, Tennessee, a small town boy that is now the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. So, to say the least, there's a lot of things that needs to be said and done. And there's some goals I have to do. And it's starting this, this weekend coming up. I just defended the belt in Hurricane. Now this weekend, I am wrestling at Wrestlecade in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for Wrestlecade in front of 7,000 screaming wrestling fans. And then that Sunday, I'm a part of Ricky Steamboat's last match. That's right. You heard that right, folks. Ricky Steamboat's last match. The Dragon returns in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Dorton Arena. And it's going to be for the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship, as I just got approval from the man upstairs, Billy Corgan and Pat Kenny, that it's going to be Kerry Morton versus Brian Pillman Jr. Ooh, nice. This Sunday. So hey. I got my work cut out for me this weekend, and I'm ready to hit it head on. That's for sure.
Perfect. Smack some sense into him.
Now let me ask you boys something. Now that I'm on the air and I'm on this NWA show and I watch it all the time, what kind of interests you guys with like some of the topic questions that the fans ask? That's what I'm interested in, is what's the NWA family kind of looking forward with NWA Power and NWA USA? Like what's something different that they're leaning towards that you guys are starting to take notice to?
Well, one thing here, Markingham just says a hair versus hair match. I can't think of a situation where this young man will be putting his hair up. I hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. So let me tell you the truth here. Not everybody's head is shaped as well as mine.
I was about to say, you could
Kerry
challenge him
Morton's
to that
truly
match, pal. See how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed that anything related to hair is a trigger for Kyle. Like he just starts going off on it when we talk about hair.
You sound like my therapist.
Yeah.
Why is
anyway.
that?
Hey, Kyle, you seem sad. I think
like
you
a
had some
therapist.
trauma in your life. Yeah, that's it.
Let's see. Devin in the chat wants to know, what do you think about a guy like Scion using his father's prestige to get to the top and then turn on the people? Is that in your future? You seem like a man of the people. You're wanting to know what the people out here are thinking, but would you have an attitude like Scion and just...
You know, I made it very known when I won the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship that I didn't necessarily do this. Although I participated in the ring and I pinned Homicide, but this wasn't about me. No. This was about us. Us, the voices that aren't necessarily heard from that small town guy that wants to be known, that wants to show people that he comes from little to nothing to something. And that's, with that is knowing your roots. Especially having my dad in my corner is something I don't ever plan on in the future. I would like to turn to my dad. I mean, if something leans a direction that, hey, Kerry Morton is kind of getting a change in attitude and a change in momentum and kind of starts leaning towards the quote unquote dark side, then, that's going to be on my own time. And I don't think necessarily turning to my dad to do something like that.
That's when you shoot me a text, Gary.
We're presenting me, and that's when I gotta shoot Danny Dealz a text and say, "Listen, bro, the money could be a little better, and if you can just give me a 5% discount on the NWA website merch."
Matches are getting a little tough. I need to cheat a little more.
I realize that, and I messaged you once before, got left on red. Messaged you twice, got left on red, and then the third time you said, "Listen, Kerry, this is all I can offer you is an 11% discount off the NWA merch." And I said, "What the hell, Danny? I work for the company. For God's sakes, give me a little bit better."
I got you at WrestleCade, which Gary forgot the graphic.
No, fair enough.
You show that graphic, Gary?
Again.
Not that one, the other one.
I think there's one at the NWA.
The other one. I didn't know that it was.
Unfortunately,
wow! It's your show, Gary. You do you. You do you.
Oh God! Unfortunately, the
and listen, Gary, I think you're
post me. So fair enough. Your little WrestleCade website, you guys. Not gonna
Good
post them in the
heavens,
house.
Gary. I gave him the graphic.
It'll be up in just a second. Stall.
They don't do the hand raising.
I
thing
sent him the
Kyle.
graphic.
Well, he's figuring out. Gary, I just
No.
wanted to say, we're talking about your attitude and everything.
I said, all right, guys. I'm sorry. What's happening?
We're talking about your personality, your attitude, the way you look at the world, and there's a bevy of second generation superstars in the National Wrestling Alliance. And I have to be honest with you, Colby leans a little bit too prickish to me. PJ seems like way too nice of a guy at times. I feel like you are the perfect balance that's going to get ahead. And I think that says something because you're the first one to win a championship in the National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah, what if Colby comes after you?
Stars we have.
Colby comes after you.
Yeah, that's a good question. Colby coming after me as I got to the locker room in the very back and kind of settling through and taking my boots off. He happens to walk in the locker room and looks at me. And mind you, we all dress separately back there and we all kind of have our individual spaces. And he just kind of happens to have a glance and a smuck. And then he continues his day and said, "You know what?" And it kind of gives me like this little bitter taste of necessarily like, okay, I'm in this position. So whatever the future tells, and here's an open challenge to Colby Carino that if you want to step up and take a shot, then by all means, the opportunity's there, and I'm willing to do the work just as long as you are.
I thought only Kyle had his own dressing room. You got one too?
As of now, I was back there. Everyone had their own dressing room, so little spacious arena back there. So
I got to dress with Will and Gary.
Is that so?
Why you got to put this public knowledge out there now? What the heck's up with that?
Hey!
Oh, look at that!
Hey, wow!
The NWA.
There's Danny Deal's other graphic.
Worth the wait.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that Mayhem is actually the WCW Mayhem.
Yeah, for sure.
It's 100% that same logo.
Yeah,
it's exactly it.
I mean, he's gonna do it.
WrestleCade will not post it, so I
What's
appreciate
WCW gonna do, Stu? So,
I mean,
guess that's
tangentially, WCW is just an offshoot of the National Wrestling Alliance. So
did I get heat with
let's
Wrestlecade by chance? Is this something I can talk on the air real quickly? Did I get heat?
This is a safe place, and I'll back you up 1,000.
We can talk about anything here.
I will kick somebody in the dick for you.
No,
Let's do this.
I've seen him do it.
No, don't shoot at anybody on here.
No, just joking. And all fair enough. Those guys are great.
Backtrack.
They're the best.
Hey, they're the absolute best. All jokes aside, I'm just being real. I really am honored to be there at the NWA booth at Wrestlecade in Winston-Salem this Saturday. I'll be riding Friday to possibly be a part of something really cool. Wink, wink, the Johnny Swinger Party. The VIP Johnny.
I stumbled in there last year. It's a good time. I stumbled in there last year.
They already told me that you're invited, and they expect you to show up with the party that you always bring. So they've already gave me clear notice. So hoping that's something you're in for that Friday night.
Oh yeah, I stumbled in there last year. It's a great time. I'll be in there again too. You can find me you've seen me there. You find me in the lobby drunk. That's what Friday is.
Absolutely no, but I'm really proud to be a part of Wrestlecade this year. They have such an awesome lineup, and then it's not only myself a part of the National Wrestling Alliance. Who else is going to be there, if I'm not mistaken?
Well, Pretty and Power's wrestling Sunday. I sent that graphic too, but Gary didn't show that one.
It's right here, Danny Dealz.
Yeah.
Oh, them Renegade
Not
twins are
bad.
good.
Two badasses.
Good tag
man.
team
Those
right there.
girls-
Them Renegade twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they
where
like the Mission
Renegade
Pro
twins
like
at?
tag champs or something?
I believe that is accurate.
Okay.
I'm familiar with the Renegade twins. Where are they out of, Joe Galli?
I believe right where we were. I think they're from the New Orleans, this area, Louisiana.
That's great. No, that's awesome. That's going to be a hell of a match, and something that I wish the Pretty and Power all the luck, because that's going to be a tough defense right there if they're putting the belts on the line.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course, all kinds of people will be there. Of course, I'll be there, Kerry. That's why
Danny Dealz
that's why
is
there's
gonna
going to
be
be
there.
8,000 fans at Wrestlecade, because I'll be there.
That's right. Those that are watching this podcast right now, and they're going to be there. Hope to have some exclusive 8x10s, possibly some new merchandise. Also, be representing the NWA merchandise there. So come by, grab a T-shirt, grab a hoodie, grab an 8x10, grab a poster, grab a little bracelet, do whatever. Support the National Wrestling Alliance. That's all we're asking at the end of the day, is just to support us. Watch the product, and give us your feedback. Honesty is what we need, and honesty is something that we're very well aware of, and we want. So by all means, please.
Man, just listen to him. You are the most likable champion in the National Wrestling Alliance. You're the one I never hear a bad word about. So I just want to put that out there. Keep doing you. Keep being you. I know we said you're on a time frame. We don't want to take up your whole night.
I'm telling the other
I just want
champions
to
who
say
said they
thank
were
you for being a
terrible.
part of this. Let's face it, Scion, people kind of dislike him at times. Pretty Empowered, they rub people the long way. La Rebellion, I don't speak Spanish.
I gotta interrupt you real quickly. The Scion, this is something I've noticed a few times, and I don't know, I'm maybe giving an insight to the NWA audience right now, but I see Scion in the back, and when he's in his father's locker room with Austin Idol, and I kind of see they don't necessarily bicker or anything like that. They're not necessarily like a father and son relationship. It's more Scion just always looks into the distance. He always has this mask on, and he sits in the corner of the room, and he's always looking in the distance.
He's a weirdo. He wears a mask all day. What do you want?
I got a question.
Well, he is Idol's son. What do you expect?
Right. No, and I'm not, shadow of the doubt, I'm not expecting anything, quite frankly, but I'm just trying to figure out what is Scion trying to, what is he? Is he trying to intimidate the opponents? Is he trying to intimidate the locker room? What's going on there?
Maybe he's astral projecting.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Ooh, wow. Big
Are
word.
you guys really going to sit here and tell me that Jordan Clearwater isn't a nice champion?
Hey.
I'm saying likability factor. Yeah, people like looking at him, but as far as the personality goes, abrasive. And then Tyrus, our new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Divisive,
Tyrus universally loved. Universally.
Broke the internet, man. Good on Tyrus. Broke the internet, and that's something that it's hard to do nowadays, is breaking the internet. And well done. I can't wait to see his reign as the World Heavyweight Champion of the National
What about
Wrestling
Camille?
Alliance.
We got bad word for
Actually,
Camille?
you know what? Camille is very likable at times.
You knew Kyle was going to backtrack on that. He was like, oh, whoops.
Because I got so stuck on people that were disliked that I completely glossed over because it was a black hole of just hatred and disgust. And I feel bad that I forgot about that because Camille and Tom are a lovely couple. And Tom is one of my favorite people in life.
What about the Fixers?
I mean, the Fixers are very loud, very loud.
Don't follow them at the buffet. Nothing will be left.
They're loud after the buffet too in other ways.
Are the Eagles going to win the Super Bowl, Kerry?
Email? I'm assuming Joe Galli sent the company email about the Fixers and taking the cereal out of catering. You guys got that, right? So, I mean, I went there.
So real talk, Joe Galli, the angriest I've ever seen him before in life. This is real life here. When the Fixers poured cereal on the broadcast desk during one of our shows, I literally thought he was good. And he tried to compose himself, but when we got back there, he was going to go into murder mode, and he's smirking here because he knows. Do not make his station sticky.
I feel like I missed it.
Did I miss
fake news?
Was this recent at some of the tapings, or
this was at one of our power trips, and I can just tell you, do not mess with Joe Galli's broadcast table, folks. I saw
him get fired up for a brief second once on Joe Galli when a talent we'll leave him unnamed apparently roughed up his papers on the table, and Joe Galli was like, "Dude, my job is hard enough, pal."
Don't touch bring Kerry on the wreck on Joe.
The funny thing is, like, he seems like such a nice guy, but he will get in your face, he will poke you in the chest, and he will make you realize that he will take you out in the street and he will F you. So just
Joe Galli is not scared of anybody.
Joe Galli has no fear. He used to
be
an
extra promise for Kerry Morton.
I don't want to mess with Joe Galli.
Might have a date in the street, Kerry.
Well, I think if you have a date in the street with him, it would be one that you were like trying to be gentle about because you appreciate and respect him. But I've also seen you be very aggressive.
I don't want to mess with Joe Galli. I'm going to let him sit at the desk and do his thing and let you guys do your thing, and I'll go in the ring and do my justice.
Put my headset on you, boy.
You don't touch his papers, he won't touch your title.
What is happening now?
Kind of tempted to touch the papers now.
Kind of want to do it.
Oh boy,
I've walked past the table many times. I've never even thought of it.
How heated can we get Joe Galli all of a sudden?
Next time I come out, I'll come with a Sharpie, and I'm going to just go.
Maybe I'll call the company phone at like 3 a.m. a couple of times and just.
I mean, I'll answer.
The rotary phone's in Kyle's house.
Yeah, just call and crinkle up paper. Just and put Vaseline on the phone. And
Kerry, do me one favor. If you ever are asked to respond to all in an email, just please respond to all. That's all I ask.
To all.
I now know when the question came in earlier about Kerry going to the dark side. If he ever feels like being a heel, we know the perfect way to do it is for you to just like crinkle Joe Galli's papers up and smack him in the face with him.
I plan on snatching that beautiful purple jacket that they wear. I'm gonna snatch that. I'm gonna put that bad boy on, and then I'm gonna grab the papers and I'm gonna look Joe Galli right in the eye, and I'm gonna pull that paper to his face. And just kind of tease him. Just tease him.
Dark side Kerry Morton.
That's the predema of Kerry Morton in the foreseeable future. So
there you go.
Joe, don't touch my desk, Galli.
January 31st, right, Power will be live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Kerry Morton will be there, and I am very much looking forward to seeing when no edits are happening.
WrestleCade this weekend.
That's right.
What's the Salem?
Weekend, Dorton Arena. The following weekend, I'm going to be defending the championship in Kansas City, Kansas.
Wow.
The weekend after, I'm going to Des Moines, Iowa. That's the weekend after that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when everything's said and done, we'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then the following night, maybe in New Jersey.
Who you banging heads with in Des Moines?
What's that?
Who you banging heads with in Des Moines?
I think I'm tagging with my old man, Ricky, that night, and we're taking on a really stacked tag team. So hoping to, I don't think the title will be on the line that night, but, who knows? Who knows what that company email may read coming from Kyle Davis and Joe Galli and the team up there and you guys. So maybe when everything's said and done, I will defend the title in Des Moines, Iowa. So at least
you're going cool places. You see the places that Medusa sends me.
You know, I was going to ask you about that too. What were you doing? What were you doing in West Virginia not so long ago, Danny Dealz? Why
West
did
Virginia?
you up this way?
That was in Arkansas.
That was okay. You see, they kind of
The
look
town
the
of
same.
population 159. It's ridiculous.
What was the deal there? I gotta get some insight.
Medusa sent us there for this show. She said it was NWA house show. We showed up and it was in a ghost town, and the only person on the poster was Tim Storm. It's ridiculous, right?
Well,
once they found out
when
that we
you,
were,
when you
once
hold,
they found out me and Alex and Plunkett were there, though there was more people in the building than there was in the town. It was different.
well, if you get
They
your
were
IB
really weird.
boys
They
to
had
win the
sign
tag
with
titles, you get to be on the A tour.
They had
Hey,
a
what-
sign
what-
with shoes.
Speaking of the boys, kind of, I gotta give a little shout out. What's the power rankings right now for those guys? Possibly getting a shot in the future. Do we have some insight on that real quickly? Danny Dill?
Medusa buried us.
Oh.
We're buried. Sorry.
Jeez, I understand. Gentlemen, I believe I have a phone call from the boss himself, so I am going to have to get off of here.
Enjoy your phone
All
call.
right,
Thank you
take
for
care,
being a part of
Kerry.
this. And
Thanks
like
for
we
your
said,
time, buddy.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
All right, see ya. All right,
Also,
Kerry
that
Morton.
Four Horsemen signed poster in the
Always
background he's got
lovely.
over there. That little picture.
Yeah,
there.
career
Good
in
life.
politics when he's done.
Can't wait for it. I'll vote for
Hey.
him. Even if I don't live in the state he's in, I'll move there just to be a supporter.
Why?
I'm kidding. There's no way I'm going to be there in the country.
We didn't have a live stream last week, and I missed it so much. But we were busy. We all had to get home from Revolution Rumble and Hard Times 3. I did.
Pneumonia, but, there were reasons.
There was a lot going on. You could hear Joe's voice sounded terrible there during it.
Thanks for
Revolution
picking
Rumble
the absolute worst clip of my voice cracking.
Oh,
It
yeah.
sounded like I was trying to swallow an armadillo while calling wrestling.
I think that was the
I
point where I
appreciate
looked
it,
over
Gary.
at you and you looked at me in fear that you're like, oh God, it's happened. It's hit there. And you were like gargling water, trying to get it back.
Oh man.
I'm gonna swallow that.
All right.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, you know what I did is I tried to spend some quality time going around during Hard Times 3 and Revolution Rumble, and I tried to talk to some of the talent because I know we need more and more talent on this show. That's what really helps it get by. So I've had people ask, like, why don't you ever get interviews live while you're there? And we do that sometimes, but I worked really hard at it this time. So I've got a few. Here's one where I tried to pick up an interview with somebody backstage. All right, this is Gary Horne, and I am trying to grab some interviews backstage in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I have found EC3. EC3, how's it going? Just wanted to see if we could get a word with you ahead of the Revolution Rumble, maybe. This is not going well.
Break. What?
Gripping journalism right there.
Yeah.
I just
quality
enjoyed the
interview.
music in the background that I was
Yeah, that was
thinking
nice.
was
What was
what was
that?
going on in his head.
It's like a fair circus going on.
Somehow you were getting his inner dialogue in his soundtrack, which I thought was impressive.
Yeah, apparently that was his meditation time. I don't know. So.
He was in the zone.
He's a quirky cat and also getting more tattoos. I mean, just every time I see him, pretty soon he's going to start looking like a fit version of me. Or if life really falls apart for him, just like me.
I don't know if I should tell. I'm going to tell the story because
Tell it.
I think it's so funny.
Tell it.
Safe place.
Is I was in the hotel lobby at like what time do we have to leave, Will? Like 5 a.m. or something?
Yeah, super early.
And EC3 was there, and I saw this security guard for the hotel come up, and he was like just a small little guy, and he like walked up to EC3, and he was just like, hey, I didn't know that you guys were going to be here, but I'm just so excited to see you. I just want to, I was a big fan of the Von Erichs and blah, 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 blah. I just want to see if I could get an autograph from you. And then EC3's like, okay, do you know who I am? And the guy's like, no. And EC3's like, well, it's okay if you don't know who I am, but what does it mean to you to have an autograph for me if you have no idea who I am compared to anybody else? And the guy's like, I'm sorry. And he like ran out. And then a few minutes later, he came back. And then he said, hey, man, I just wanted to apologize. I should have known who Zack Ryder was, and I am so sorry. And he's like, are you beep? Are you freaking kidding me? The guy like ran away and dropped us on stage.
Oh my gosh!
I know you're talking about. I signed your autograph for him. I told him.
Yeah, he had a napkin that he was having everybody sign.
Yeah, I told him I was Lance Von Erich.
Nice. That's awesome. Anyway,
well, I'll say this about EC3. I had the honor of going around to the Children's Hospital and following him around, and he was awesome interacting with the kids and stuff like that. So he's definitely an interesting guy. We've had him on the show a few times, but seeing him engage with the kids in the hospital was really heartwarming, and you could tell he really loved doing that kind of stuff, and that was a lot of fun.
Yep.
He does look like
that is true. Those guys were great. The hospital time and the VA hospital was it was really cool to see everybody interact. We went to a wheelchair football game there. That was a lot of fun seeing those guys. The New Orleans Saints have a wheelchair football team too. They were there competing against the VA, so that was interesting. But Aaron Stevens, EC3, Wrecking Ball was super into the football game. Just real loud and yelling at things. If you can imagine Wrecking Ball doing that.
What? He does that with anything.
It's not the guy I know.
Yeah. It's real strange. All right, let's see what else. Well, a big thing going on in the NWA right now. We alluded to it earlier. We had Kerry Morton, and we talked about the champions that are in the NWA right now. These guys have been on fire. They are kind of dominating.
That was a great
the National Wrestling Alliance right now. Yeah, that was me. I was just getting.
G's won the title.
Well,
is that Rick Michaels over the shoulder? Austin Idol.
Oh, it is.
Look at that. He just put himself in there. Maybe he made the cape.
That's possible.
Wow, that is awesome. If you watched NWA Power, though, those guys did appear with Kyle Davis at the very beginning. Got a little clip of that, and if you want to see where their headspace is at.
All the gold is not in Fort Knox. All the gold is in Fort Idol.
I'm glad you found the hard cam.
Kyle, you have to forgive him. He's a little excited. There's a lot of gold. There's a lot of success. And a lot of hard times came to an end last night. And I am holding 10 pounds of gold, and I'm holding it swell. But it wasn't just about me. It was not just about me last night. I surrendered what I loved the most, which was that World Television Championship. And it turns out I didn't even surrender it. I ended up passing it on. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm 10 pounds of gold, but you're just golden. You're new World Television Champion, the golden one. Some think he's a master assassin. I just know him as Scion, and he is the anchor of Idol management.
This right here is the most success that any of you have ever seen. And this is just the start of it.
There is nowhere to go. All you got to do when you're on top of the mountain is wait. You know, Trevor and he got me one, I got him one. So you know there's another number in there. Matt Cardona, you know he's going to say he still hasn't been beaten. So he's going to have an issue. Then you got EC3 in the building. You got Thomas Latimer in the building. Every time you look, there's a Thrill Billy running around. Everywhere, through every corner. Matter of fact, I am not blind to know that both of these champions can cash in at any time. And the one thing we have here, as you know in our history, is we're not afraid to keep it in-house. So I'm at the top of the mountain and let the games begin. I duck no challengers. Anybody wants some help? Billy Corgan do some push-ups and sit-ups. He can get his little singing ass in here and get beat too. I don't care who it is. sign a waiver, get cleared, bring your ass in here and get sent home hurt. It don't matter to me because it's my world and you just living in it. You watch me, I don't watch you.
So,
wow. I could almost hear Billy Trask in my head yelling at Austin Idol to move out of the way.
I actually,
you know, Austin's gonna Austin, and the fact of the matter is that I congratulated him and I gave him positive reinforcement when he found it, and then he immediately lost it again and proceeded to give his back to the camera.
I don't think he listens to you.
So he doesn't. Yeah. But it is Monday, is it not? Which means if you go online, you can find one of Austin Idol's Motivational Monday on the local news.
But Austin will tell you that he'll say, Danny, I'm the star. The camera's got to find me. That's what he'll tell you.
It didn't. It never did.
Kyle. It's got to be
Tyrus
intimidating.
does show me a lot of respect. And so I always, he's very kind to me all the time. In fact, when G's got excited at the pay-per-view, took my microphone away, Tyrus was like, let the man do his job. Give him the microphone back. So no matter what people say about him, he has a kindness to those that he works around.
Hey, I just feel like that would be intimidating. So God bless you for being able to stand in there amongst all those
I have
men.
body dysmorphia,
House
so
Idol.
I think I'm as big as Tyrus. So literally when I'm next to him, I'm like, I'm his equal. I could take him. Had the same thing with another former NWA champion. But then I look back on camera and I'm like, oh, I'm a tiny man. I should probably stop thinking that way.
Somebody asked
beat me in a fight.
Somebody asked where Marche was there. I mean, what are we able to say about Marche? He wasn't with Idolmania in that situation.
You know, the thing is with Marche, I've not seen him around. I know he was backstage at one point, but I keep on hearing rumors about something with a contract. I know right now we're doing a lot of contract things with talent, and you know, I just remains to be seen. I hope he's one of the people that ends up staying with us, but who's to say? New year, 2023, anything could happen.
Completely unrelated, at the end of Power, there was the debut of some new people. This was kind of interesting.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know. No.
Thank you.
Wait,
who are these people?
Wait a minute.
What is the? Oh no.
What is going on right now? Is this something that Aaron Stevens set up?
It's got to be, but look, it's the black mask, but there's no question.
But it's not. These aren't people from Monrovia. These are not Mongrovian warriors.
There's question mark 2.
Coming to the rescue.
Taking it to both of these masked men, whoever they are.
And the crowd knows exactly who it
now
is.
Getting shut down by both of these men.
At his own battles.
Oh no! Kratos!
We know this can end a career.
No, don't
not
do
like
it,
this.
Aaron. Don't. Oh no! I am disgusted right now. Oh
No.
Don't do it. Come on. Enough is enough.
Double. Oh my gosh.
Why can't Aaron Stevens fight his own battles on his own?
Hey, Kratos deserved that because I still haven't forgotten about him trying to kill me.
So I'm going to let you guys know something. I suffer from prosopagnosia. I can't actually recognize faces. So sometimes people are complete strangers. To me, those two individuals, Carnage and Damage. I mean, I've never seen those two guys before in my life. I've never seen two masks like that. All I know is they seem like they're doing a lot of carnage and damage now in the national.
Don't use big words like that on here, Kyle.
Yeah.
We don't know what it means.
We are not.
I got really uncomfortable. We were going to get canceled by whatever you just said.
Because I have a disability called prosopagnosia.
Threw it right back at you there, Gary. What are you
Whoa.
Now we're canceled.
Oh, that's Gary. I thought that was Will. See, I can't even recognize Gary. There's the face.
What are you talking about? This is Joe Galli.
Oh, hey, Joe.
NWA
She's really
fans.
nice to me tonight.
Oh, I was on mute because I was coughing a lot. I had a lot of horrible things to say to you, Kyle, but
you cut that beard, Gary. We can't recognize you.
That's it. Yeah.
Or I'm going to grow my beard out and look like Gary.
Interesting. Well, those guys reminded me of Doom, which was, I know, one of Will's favorite tag teams. So that's kind of cool. Two big fellas. Yeah. So very interesting. Hearing around the locker room, blunt force trauma. I don't know if we're supposed to say that yet. I don't know. That's what I heard.
I'm hearing that's the rumor that's what that team is called, is blunt force trauma.
Very
BFT sounds like a sandwich.
It does, or some kind of like acronym for something that we're not supposed to say.
Yeah, Gary.
Force trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see another interview I tried to get? Doesn't matter.
Please do.
Anyway.
It's your
Hi,
show.
This is Gary Horne, and I'm backstage with the Dane event, Jack's Dane, ahead of the Revolution Rumble. And Jax, I just wanted to see if I could get a word for you ahead of this.
Was that me? Or did
My
audio
sound
go
went
out?
out. I thought it was me.
no
I was
audio.
adjusting my headphones.
That's super weird.
I really
don't
thought
know.
you were going to try to get Tim Storm, who looked like he was eating in the background. That's what I thought.
I thought it was going to be Kyle.
No, Gary doesn't talk to me during show days.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't grant interviews.
Well, that's
Well,
not Gary's choice.
50
That
bucks.
interview ended pretty
Nobody can talk
quickly.
to
He said, "Go talk to Chris now," and threatened to kill me. And then that was it. I don't know what happened to the audio there. That was really weird.
Hey,
That was weird.
it's your show.
That's why it's always running like a well-oiled machine. It's
Except when it comes to graphics. Hey, remind him of that sale again, Gary.
hey, that's a great idea. I want to set that graphic on fire.
I'm running out of hoodies, too.
This week only, 25% off at nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop using the code Holiday Deals. Holiday Deals.
All the way through Black Friday.
Yeah, look at that. Just all these cool merchandise items that you can get if you just go
That
to
hat.
that website.
Those hoodies, I got to tell you, as the winter months are hitting, there might be a cold snap where you live. We have one in Florida here. It takes the chill off the bones. It's soft. It's comfortable. It helps you show where your allegiances lie. Ladies and gentlemen, nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop.
Those
Get it
hoodies are almost
now.
gone, too.
Which ones? All of them?
Both of them, yeah. Well, yeah,
Oh,
and the
wow.
old pullover globe ones, those are almost gone, too. I put those.
Also, little inside information here. Smashing Pumpkins just finished up their Spirits on Fire tour, and Billy was talking about how much people have been loving merchandise. And I could tell you that one of those items that was available at the Smashing Pumpkins concert was that NWA 0 type of logo right there. So that,
Yeah, the T-shirt, yeah.
it's crossing boundaries past wrestling into music.
Interesting. Well, that's exciting. Also, don't forget that Kerry Morton's going to be appearing at WrestleCade Decade of Mayhem this weekend if you're in the Winston-Salem.
Yeah,
North
the Fan
Carolina
Fest
area.
is 10 to 3.
Fan
And
Fest.
Kerry will be there, and the Deal Machine will be there, and whoever else feels like showing up.
Mike Durbin,
Durbin
he
had to-
took some great photos of the last NWA
He
shows
did. Not
on
enough
Twitter.
deals. He does take great
Big
photos.
fan.
Mike, I just
work,
sent
man.
out your order today, actually. He ordered something else.
Look at that. See, I complimented him last night too.
He bought
you get
one
a lot
of the
love,
tubes.
Mike.
Whoa. You complimented him last night. What were you guys doing?
I think that's for us to know and you to find out.
Oh, yeah, he bought one of
On the next
tubes.
clip,
He's got a bald
uh,
head like you, Kyle, so he bought one of the gimmicks, so his head's
Got to.
Devin wants to buy that neck brace, Danny. You still got that? Is that going up on the shop?
It's not for sale.
I mean, the
All right.
smell of it alone.
It's going to be in the Smithsonian.
What did Jack say? Get away from me. Yeah, he said, go talk to Chris Silvio. And then I said, well, and he said, now. And then I ran away. That's what happened.
Jackson, man, a few words.
Yeah.
Could Jack
All
Stain
right.
versus PCO ever be a thing? PCO was a former tag team champion of the National Wrestling Alliance in the Lightning One era. So anything can happen. You never know.
Crockett Cup
Yeah.
winner.
That is
You're
true.
welcome, Mike. You deserved it. You do a great job, and I appreciate you.
You never do know. You never
I feel
do.
like all of this feels very somber. You guys want to talk about what's coming up on NWA Power this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
do it.
talk about power.
You got
Yeah,
some
because I
graphics?
don't know.
I do
Nobody-
have
'cause
some
I don't have
graphics, as a
graphics.
matter of fact.
Oh.
Oh, damn. Look at that. I was not paying attention when we were watching the show. It looks like, oh, look at how
Hot.
purpley
Look at
they
these.
are.
Look at these things. They look sick.
I still
love
haven't
that.
received those.
Yeah, they just
That's
Yeah,
just
Kyle.
because I didn't know we
fresh
got
off
them, buddy.
Habad's
Oh,
press.
jeez.
Look at that. NWA Power this weekend, or this tomorrow night. What am I talking about? Tomorrow night, you got this. So it's Wildcat special, this Wildcat Sports Revolution Championship match. Nathan Bradley versus Chuck Divine. That is happening on tomorrow night's show. How
I
about
can
this?
tell you that I've seen Nate Bradley, and he is definitely going to be one of those people to watch. Chuck Divine, Nate Bradley. The first time I got eyes on them was over this recent weekend, and I got to tell you, I was impressed by both of these gentlemen. So big things in their future, I feel.
I like old Chucky D. We talked about thrash. It's
Nice.
not surprising if you look at him that he's into that, but yeah.
Thrash
What
sounds
about-
like some sort of weird thing you would get, like if you did not wash properly. Like, oh man, I went out running and I didn't shower afterwards, so now I have thrash.
No, it's a genre of music.
It's what
Okay.
Homicide told that person in the crowd they had.
Yeah, once you have thrash, you can't get rid of it.
How about this matchup? Matt Lancey and EC3 are taking on Tom Latimer and Danny Flamingo. That is a big tag match happening. This EC3 Tom Latimer rivalry continues.
And those Chalmette people, they love some Danny Flamingo, man.
They do. They're all about that guy. Well, you guys will see.
He should run for mayor.
How about this big matchup? Not title, but Thrillbilly Silas Mason is going to take on Scion with Austin Idol.
Clean shaven Thrillbilly. I almost didn't recognize him in the back. I asked him if he had a pass to get in.
You know, this past Hard Times 3, Thrillbilly Silas Mason, he stepped up and he had an unexpected victory. Not even a match planned, and here he was coming out the winner. All it's going to take is one more unexpected victory in this situation to put him in direct title contention. Tune in. I feel like this man could be the person that will take the title off of Scion.
Well, and Tyrus dropped his name, in the ring, talking about, world championship contenders in the back. So, I mean, Thrillbilly's making some impressions when you got the world champ talking about you.
Yeah, well, he's a
Very
big
true.
dude, and when he wants to, he can get beat. As a matter of fact, May Valentine had a chance to catch up with him on NWA USA.
That's
talking about
segue, Gary.
Please welcome Thrillbilly Silas Mason. Thrillbilly, you're coming off a huge victory at Hard Times 3 against Odinson, and it prompted this non-title opportunity against Scion for the National Heavyweight Championship. How do you feel about it?
You know, Odinson figured this out, that when you step in the ring with the Thrillbilly Silas Mason, you're gonna have some hard times, baby. And that's exactly what Scion's gonna get tonight.
Are you sad to not be with your lady Pollo, though?
Well, I do wish the old Pollo, my beautiful woman, was here with me. It's hard going out on the road without her, but I wouldn't want to bring such a beautiful creature like her into an old stink-cold city like this. But you know something, Scion? I want to see that face, huh? We're at national title, national champion. What nation are you from? What are you and Austin Idol hiding? Well, boy, I'm going to take that mask off you just like I'm going to take that national title off you and bring it home with the Thrillbilly Silas Mason.
Yeah, we heard it.
That's
we heard
your question, huh?
Yes. Thank you so much for your time.
I can't express enough how much that room shook when he started doing that. It was
I was out of breath just watching it.
I had it on mute. I don't know what he said.
What
I
he
forgot to
said?
hit the button.
He said he said Danny Dealz on site. And,
Well, you
ready for that?
Fun fact: he already knocked me out about 4 or 5 years ago. So,
well, perfect.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So he has good taste on who he hits then.
I wouldn't say that's rude to say.
Why? I'm told he's hitting it all the time with Pollo.
Who gave you a pink shirt and a beanie at the last taping?
You did, baby, and I appreciate you greatly.
Now you're glad people are hitting.
You're fantastic. I like
You got any more of those pink shirts? Those are good.
In the chat, they said it was the softest thing anybody's ever felt.
They sold
Yeah.
very well in New Orleans, but I do have some.
Oh, JD.
Yeah, I took a
Jared too. I hope she's doing well.
actually the purple hoodie that Joe is wearing. That's one of my first pieces of non black colored NWA merchandise I bought, and it is. I had to branch out a little bit. I had to give myself, hey, Will, you can do
You had
this.
to get out there a little bit. Well, that's
And
a Cardona color, so you really didn't have a choice.
Yep,
You had to dive in.
exactly. That was part of the reason, but also it got really cold in New Orleans, and I did not pack for that because it was unexpected.
light.
So I needed something warm, and it was super warm.
Yeah, it's the same material as the Blue USA hoodie, so it's nice and soft. All right.
The Dealz,
see you
man,
in the
making
chat,
it happen,
Nani.
bringing you quality content,
Aw.
quality wearing. for all your needs.
Need more
Also,
dog.
look at that pup.
We'll talk
Look at
about
that
your
pup.
Camille point in just a second, but first, look at this. Camille is defending the NWA World Women's Championship tomorrow night on NWA Power against Jasmine Allure.
$10 on Jasmine Allure.
Top tier.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Jasmine Allure, she's very talented. She's making her way around the independent scene, so this is a cool challenge for Camille. I'm excited.
Very young, lots of promise, trained by 2 former NWA World Women's Champions in Jazz and Thunder Rosa, as well as Rodney Mack. So that is a formidable opponent for Camille. And Jasmine's just 22 years old. I mean, she's going to – there's a rocket just strapped to her back. She's going all the way. And she can do it. Be the champ.
That's really cool. So excited for that. That's a big match tomorrow night, NWA World Women's Championship. Joe, you feeling okay, buddy? Feeling better?
Better, yes. I'm not 100% there, but getting better. I'm muting myself a lot. I don't know if you noticed.
Well, I did notice. So I was like, is Joe dying over there?
I think the fact that he's not cooking with Galli tonight is your first sign that something's amiss.
Or darts.
The time changes. It's dark out, now. So
it was weird as I was getting ready for this. I was like, man, this feels like we're doing this at like 11 o'clock at night. It's real weird. I don't know.
I would not be awake.
That's a good point. I'm surprised you're awake now, Will.
Oh, my
we got 3 minutes. I gotta start turning down.
3 minutes, brother's just gonna fall out.
Oh, here's another interview I tried to do. Let's see if I had sound. All right, I'm still here at Hard Times 3 at Revolution Rumble, and I'm looking for interviews. And hello. No, it just cut out. I don't know what the hell's happening. They're all broken. It's so weird.
Oh my God, those are my favorite.
Homicide's still thrashing
so
things in the
perfect.
background. He's ripping wires out. The sound's not working the way it's supposed to.
I listened to it beforehand.
It falls
before
apart.
I uploaded it. I don't know. I have no idea why the sound just went out. I don't know. It's weird. Something happened to the upload to StreamYard. Yeah. Whatever. Doesn't matter. All right. Well, you know what does matter is that we at least get a moment of Sal in.
E is for the way you look at me. V is for the only one I see. O is very, very extraordinary. L is even more than anyone that you adore. That's love. Yeah.
Hey,
tried
let's work
to
a
can
plug
with
in
a
real
can of
quick.
spray paint.
Did you notice in the background there was those autographed turnbuckle pads? Are those still available, Danny Dealz?
We're down to like 6 out of 12, and those are part of the sale, Garrison.
Oh,
Everyone
you mean
that was
this
a part
sale?
of Hard Times 3 signed those, ladies and gentlemen. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, even you signed them, Kyle.
I did. I got a little scribble on there. It's pretty.
I noticed that was my backpack behind him, and it kind of scared me.
Yes,
I
those
would check that.
turnbuckles. We've already went through half of them, so they'll be gone soon.
Fun
I
side
shipped another
story
one
is
out
also,
today.
I had to trim that or blow up the picture a little bit because my leg was also in that picture. So it was just like randomly my
You
leg.
think your leg's not a draw, Gary? I mean, what? Yeah.
Not with pants on.
Oh.
I would picture
Look
that
out.
they're very hairy based on the facial hair. I would think that those legs.
Can't wait for the spring break.
I think so.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Well, don't
What a
forget,
show.
nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop gets you 25% off with holiday deals. You want to not miss out on that. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up so that Joe Galli can rest up and feel better for next week. We got tapings coming up soon. And you've got NWA Power to watch tomorrow night at 6:05 on Fight and NWA USA.
Yeah, I tweet that. We don't have the graphics. I don't know where to get them.
The what graphics? The Power
Patience
graphics?
is a virtue.
Kyle will work on
Power graphics, Gary.
I just gotta. I just gotta.
Not the
add a little
graphics I
something,
sent
something,
you.
and then I'll send it out to you. Usually the graphics you email us are very lurid.
I don't know.
Wow, awkward silence. Cool.
I was reading the chat and I was trying to figure out what.
Sometimes we edit that awkward silence out of our other.
I was just gonna
right,
say that is very much. It felt like I was recording 33 with Joe Galli and William Patrick Corgan, which is available on Tuesdays wherever you get your podcast. iHeart, iTunes, Spotify. The list goes on. We deep dive into every song about the new album, Autumn. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in there. Awkward silences because I tend to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. And the boss, well, he sometimes doesn't like me.
But either way, there is a new episode dropping tomorrow where we are talking about the entire first act of Autumn, which is actually available through streaming services right now. You can listen to the first 11 songs from Autumn. You can do that right now as Kyle chews on a can like a toad.
I can't get underneath the tab to open it, so I use my teeth just to.
Oh God, that makes me hurt.
What?
Oh.
What you got there, Kyle?
That's a truly pineapple lemonade.
Truly, and I was like, "What the f- are you doing?"
Kyle, you're behind on the website, is what.
I actually don't update the website, but I will pass it along to somebody as well. Gary, I don't know who's supposed to check.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the 33 website. I don't know, but
I know there's a graphic.
Oh, never mind. I was
we
throwing
don't do
shade at the. We do not keep the 33 website, but thank you for letting me know that it needs an update. I will pass it along. Thank you so much.
Yeah. See, we should have done this before the podcast, and we would have been all screaming the whole time.
She was talking about 33 websites. So
yeah, now I'm going to NationalWrestlingAlliance.com like everybody here should be. Keep an eye out because tickets will be going on sale very soon for the live power. But otherwise, perfect place to click on. Get that beautiful graphic for 25%.
How do you know about this story? Did we talk about that story on here? Yeah, I guess we must have, huh?
Wait,
no.
What?
No, we didn't.
A tooth.
Wilder says at least you didn't get a tooth in your burger like La Rebellion did.
When did that happen?
Out. He tweeted, no, that happened. He was sitting right next to me. Yeah, for real.
Where'd you get the burger from?
Huh? Wendy's. He opened it up.
Pastia had a cheeseburger and it had a tooth in it.
Yeah.
Do we think it was a human tooth or was it like an animal?
No, it was a human tooth. It was a piece of a human tooth. He opened the bun up like he was going to take the lettuce off or something. He goes, "Hey, whoa!" I was like, "Whoa, holy shit!"
It wasn't a chip of Kerry Morton's tooth, was it?
Yeah,
and that's why I always ask for only cheese and ketchup on my burgers because then they don't put teeth in it.
And like on
you have
cue,
to say no teeth.
On cue, the beer run car called me and said, "We're going to Wendy's. Do you want anything?" I said, "Fuck no, don't go there." And they said, "Too late." I said, "Well, enjoy your teeth.
There's teeth in their meat."
Yeah. So Wendy's and Kenner, if you want a little something extra, they got you. Yeah. So no, he tweeted it out though. I saw it, and the Wendy's thing answered him. "Oh, DM us. Fuck you. DM me. Give me some money."
Wow.
Maybe you have to DM them to get money. They got to get your address.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Plus they
well,
want to get
on
that
that
tooth for
note,
evidence.
we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. All you beautiful people in the NWA fam. Yeah, Wild Arms. We'll reach out to Bastia666 and see if he wants to come on the show next week. And
Pull out in that new Taylor Swift album
is
is a banger. Also, by the way, you're absolutely right. I agree with you.
Yeah, we'll talk to Bastia about Taylor Swift and his tooth burger.
Taylor Swift and his tooth burger. All right. Sounds
all
like
right.
one of them
Thanks, everybody.
Dragon books.
We love you
Taylor
guys.
and the tooth.
You may not enjoy your Wendy's burger, but until next week, enjoy your gravy cake.